Can you first give us an update on your squad you took over there?
Yeah, obviously everybody apart from Dave Witherspoon is across. So David's obviously still in close contact, so he's still in his isolation period. So hopefully we'll get him back, possibly for the weekend.
Could you give us an update on E2 Vertinen?
Yeah, that's still an ongoing process. It's taking a little bit longer than obviously anticipated or wanted. So unfortunately, not be able to make it for this game or next. So yeah, a bit of a blow, but kind of knew it was going to be a tough one anyway. Really, being realistic, it's going to be tough. I think we're all having a few wee difficulties trying to get these visas passed and everything through.
Had you hoped to have him in for tonight? Were you confident you would have had him in?
No, I wouldn't say confident. Don't really know the legalities of everything. I'm more concentrating on tactics for tomorrow night rather than what player I can get in the legal side of it. So for me, it was just about concentrating who I knew I definitely had for tomorrow night's game and taking it from there.
Last one from me. How do you sum up the task you have in hand in comparison with the Galatasaray tie?
I think very similar. I think we're probably underdogs in the game. I think Lask were very good in the league games. Had some great results. Got to last year's cup final. So, very good team, very strong team. So again, we'll be underdogs. Probably going to the game tomorrow, trying to sort of replicate the performance we had in Istanbul.
How much confidence can you take from the Galatasaray tie, particularly the performance and result in the away leg going into tomorrow night's game?
I think it's more for the players, really. They believe in themselves. They believe at this level they can compete. I think last year we showed in big games we can perform well. I think that's the biggest message I'll probably give to them. You performed in the big games and you did it consistently. Make sure you go out and do it again. It's a chance to create something pretty special for St Johnstone, qualifying for this sort of league. So make sure whatever we do it right and we do it to the best of our ability.
Do you think they will be giving you more respect, perhaps, given how you performed against a side like Galatasaray?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're a very strong team. They're a very powerful team. So I think they'll probably be a little bit different. They'll be the favourites. So it's probably a little bit different from them. Last year they had an unbelievable result to get into the Europa League, so they know what it is like to be in our position. So hopefully we can sort of use that and try and put the pressure on them that way.
Just a final one from me. Obviously, you're just 2 games away from the lucrative kind of group stage of a European competition. It's a great prize, isn't it, potentially?
Yes, a huge prize, really. Yeah, I think for financially and just for players personally, and us as backroom staff as well. But we all want to get there. We all want to compete in Europe. And winning the cups has allowed us to do so, and hopefully we can try and get a result tomorrow night that can take it back to McDermott, and we can have a good tear up over back at home.
Do you dangle that as a carrot for the players? Like, say you're 2 games away from the group stages, or do you play that down? How do you strike a balance?
Yeah, I think the players realise. I think they know. Last year they managed to do this sort of, for me, the unbelievable, winning the cup double. So they know it's in the palms, sort of in the realms of possibility. So I'm stupid not to say it. They do know it. They know what they can achieve, and I think probably sort of the younger ones probably won't realise how big an occasion it is. The older ones obviously know. They don't. These chances don't come along very often, especially for a team like St Johnstone. So they'll be going all out to try and get the result. Having
seen a bit of Lask, what would you determine as a good result in the away leg?
I think a good result will be basically make sure the tie comes back to Scotland, with something to play for. I think that's the important thing when you're playing away in Europe. I think it's really important you don't lose the game or lose the tie in 90 minutes. I think it's really important we try and stay in the game as long as we can, cause them problems as well. But, they're a good team. We've got to make sure we're at it as we were in Istanbul. That discipline, that mindset has to be there.
Callum, it's worth stating, as you say, Lask might not be a household name in Scotland, but they were the team that put out Sporting Lisbon after Aberdeen had been knocked out by Sporting last year. I know they're not exactly the same strength in terms of the players, but this is a very, very good, experienced European side. Yeah, definitely. That's what you have to look at. You have to look at the results from the last year. I think I've mentioned already, got to the cup final, played the top team in Austria. They obviously got into Europa League, which is a great achievement for them. But they've proven that they've got results. So it's really tough. I've watched them play 5 or 6 games. I've watched a lot of their video footage. And, if we're not up for the fight, if we're not ready to run,
work hard and compete with them, then we've got no chance. So that's first and foremost for me tomorrow.
But that's, I mean, you've shown, as Tyrell mentioned, and as you mentioned as well, St Johnstone have set their standards over not just the last month or two, but the last year. And if the players match those standards, then you're in with a shout. Yeah,
definitely. That's all you can hope for. That's what we want. That's what these European ties are about. European nights. We all enjoyed the Galatasaray game back home with the atmosphere and the crowd. And I think all the players and myself, they want that again. So we'll make sure we do as well as we can tomorrow night and get the tie back to McDiarmid in Scotland.
Callum, how big a boost is it to have Glenn Middleton involved?
Yeah, big player for us. Glenn's obviously, he's that type of player who can create things for us. I think, with David not being here, I think obviously Glenn is a welcome addition to the team. Gives me a few different options as well.